What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Crash and Thunders. I'm your host today, Thunders. Crash is off doing other things. And today I've got my good friend and legend, Gypsy Lee Pistolero of the Gypsy Pistoleros. How are you, fellow commanchero?
I'm fine. How you doing, Thunder Boy? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Absolutely. I've been buzzing on the record. It's the only thing
Yeah.
that kept me from wanting to break shit when the Kiss concert I was at got canceled right as
Oh.
we were at the gates, man. And Live Nation won't refund anything unless the date's on scheduled within 60 days. But I can't make the rescheduled dates. That's
Oh,
bullshit.
that sucks.
Yeah.
No, that sucks, man. That
But
sucks.
I mean, tell us a little bit about the new record. What was the writing process? Because it's brilliant. And I've been hyping it and playing it on my show as well, just because it's so damn good. It's so
Oh, no, thank you. Thank you. It was after 2011. That was the last Rocklahoma we did as well. We came back. We were going to release a great hits album with Heavy Metal Records. And basically the company sucked big time.
I'm good friends with Rocky Shades from Wrathchild UK, and we had him on here, so I know all about Heavy Metal Records.
Yeah. And I hated them. Anyway, we planned like a big album launch party, and the rest of them were like, I'm not sure whether we can do it. Oh yeah, what night is it? It's in London. Oh, you know, all this shit. So I just went, that's it. So I left my band on the eve of the launch of the Greatest Hits album. So,
Nice.
But Heavy Metal Records licensed the name for 3 years. So I didn't have the name. So Iggy carried on with the band for a while with so it was like a tribute. It was like the LA Gun saga.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I just walked away. But I did like various films. I went into films and I did a degree, and I did in acting, and I've been in various B movies, horror movies,
I can see where that's entwined into your stage presence now, man.
Yeah, and I did this show in Edinburgh, one-man show called A Rock and Roll Suicide, which was like the tales of somebody who's never quite made it, and all the fuck-ups and all the tribulation and everything, and the fact that I was a chronic alcoholic didn't help. But through that, weirdly enough, some Australian girl came up to me afterwards, after about the 25th show, because you do it throughout. Sorry, mate, this keeps happening. It keeps going.
Okay.
And she said, hey, your stuff's great. My cousin owns this big label in Australia, and you'd be great for that. Why wasn't that stuff ever released? I said, oh, it was, etc., etc. And so I thought nothing of it, and they got in touch and wanted to do a new album. So I did again, just to get back at Heavy Metal Records, I re-released the Greatest Hits album with everything. Every track we'd ever done was released on it. So that was that out the way with. That was that nail in their coffin. And then we were on to doing a new album, and it was lockdown over here, so all the best musicians were doing nothing. And so I thought, like, let's pull together the best band that I know. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. And so I got the best guitarist I knew, my mate Mark, who was in White Trash with me. We toured with Motorhead in '96.
Nice.
Drummer Vinny he was in Ghost. He's in Pendragon.
Nice.
Bruce Dickinson's band he's been in. He was amazing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We got this rockabilly legend, old Gaz the bass with the upright
bass.
That's
awesome. I love that you have an upright bass player. What you're doing is totally unique, and definitely,
that was cool. Yeah, and then we got a trumpet player. We got like an ex-Coldstream Guard who's 25 years in the Coldstream Guard. So it was just mental. So we made the album, and this time I didn't want it to be. We came across last time as a bit of a LA Guns playing with Latin sort of influences.
I could see where you were going, but it wasn't quite solidified. It wasn't really gelling. No. It wasn't,
Yeah. And Iggy sort of wanted to be Motley Crue, and it was like I was saying, look, bro, Motley Crue don't want to be Motley Crue anymore.
You know, they haven't been.
Exactly. So I thought, like, I'm going to do this. It's going to be brand new songs. We're going to do it all properly. If it needs to be more Latin, it's going to be Latin. And I don't give a shit about us trying to sound like, metal or glam or whatever. So we just went with it. And what came out. And
So you
luckily
went
enough,
organically rather than forcing
yeah,
it
yeah,
this
yeah,
time around.
yeah, totally, totally. You know, like there was no like, oh, we got to get the metal guitar in here and that. It was like,
It definitely
shit.
shows because everything is so well balanced that you can't
Yeah, it's
really
like
necessarily categorize it.
no, it was like a release, but I wasn't sure how it was going to go down. You
Yeah,
know, I mean, what are we? We're like, you know, the Gypsy Kings crossed with Guns N' Roses with whatever it is.
yeah.
But especially with the trumpet. And the funny thing was, like the album's been received amazingly everywhere. You know, it's only been out 2 weeks on CD, week on CD, and the vinyl we get in 2 weeks' time, which
Nice.
we're excited about. And but the first show to a massive rock crowd was Saturday at Hard Rock Hell Sleaze.
I saw
And
the photos, man.
oh
Oh
man,
man.
and it went down freaking amazingly. And at one point I looked out into the crowd and was like, oh man, we're playing to a glam rock sleaze audience with an upright bass player, a trumpet player, and we're playing Living La Vida Loca. And it
And
was
they're
like,
going mad.
yeah, and it was like so I was like, dude, we can get away with anything now. No, but like the whole look was everyone kept saying, oh, you should be like the house band for the Titty Twister Club, you know, from dusk till dawn. So I thought, yeah, let's just become it. So we went with the whole Day of the Dead look and sod it, you know. Who wants
Well,
to see some
I like
middle-aged
how you did that.
oh,
I love how
it's
you
like
did that because
it's
everyone else I've
yeah,
seen try to do that looks too corny because they make it look too real. Where you're like, yeah,
yeah.
this is cheesy. So fucking what? Here it is.
Yeah. No, we just totally went for it. And on the first like album cover and that, we had a proper makeup artist. And but for live gigs, man, it's too much hassle and it's like it
Yeah,
takes
and it sweats
ages.
off you anyway, mate.
So it's just me, and sometimes it looks like I've been to like a kid's face painting party, you know,
Rock
like
and roll.
animal faces. So it's like, yeah, so it's like, ah, sod it. I mean, it's far better seeing that than seeing some, you know, some middle-aged dudes trying to look like they did
Yeah.
30, 40 years ago. Nah, that's not working. So yeah, I know, and people loved it, and it's just a bit different, and it's a bit of fun, you know. I mean, we
Yeah,
played the
I
festival.
mean, not to like musically compare, but like your music gives me the same music that Dropkick Murphys and Flogging
Oh
Molly
yeah,
does, where I just want to
yeah,
jump up, have a beer, and break shit and fuck or
yeah,
fight. I'm not sure which I want to do.
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean? And
yeah.
that's the side of good rock and roll.
Yeah, no, totally, totally. I think people get caught up in like this, you know, we want to sound like LA Guns, you know, the years back, everyone. We want to sound like Guns N' Roses. It's like, no, just be yourself, man. And whatever comes out, you know, and hopefully
Yeah,
people will like it. If the songs are good enough, you know, it'll work,
exactly.
you know.
Like
And like,
throw everything in a pot and
oh,
make
good,
it
totally.
cohesive, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, somebody said to me at the festival, they said, like, I love it. Like, there's not enough cowboy songs in the world.
Yeah.
It's like, but I've always loved the story songs, you know, Johnny Cash
Yeah.
and like even
Bob
that back.
Dylan, I'm wearing a
Yeah,
John
yeah,
Lennon
yeah,
shirt, you know, the
yeah,
storytelling, you know, whether
yeah,
it's
and if
surreal or not. Like Desolation Row,
yeah,
man, is a brilliant song.
yeah, totally. And I just like that idea that there is some little story within like some of the songs, so you can get into it if you want. It's not,
Yeah.
you know, it ain't freaking metaphysical poetry, you know, but it's
No.
like, you know, there's little stories in it, and if you want to get into it, you know, you can.
It's almost
And
like blending
it's
the
been great.
reality with the surreal a little bit and making it
Yeah,
relatable
yeah, yeah.
and vague enough for,
Yeah, I mean, I've always remembered like the bands that I loved when I first got into like punk when I was little, and like, but the glam bands like Bowie when he was Ziggy, that
yeah,
stuff
when he
was like,
was Ziggy.
yeah, man, it was like, geez, that was like somebody from another planet, and you
When
were
I
watching
found
it,
the New
and
York
yeah,
Dolls, my life
yeah,
changed.
yeah,
I had
yeah,
heard all
yeah,
the 80s hair bands before them, but the New York Dolls were like, this is
yeah,
what it's supposed to
yeah,
be.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? I
Oh
just
god,
had
yeah,
that sense.
yeah,
And my
yeah,
name's a
and it's
tribute to their guitarist because he doesn't get enough credit,
totally. Oh
you
yeah,
know?
I've got a funny story about Johnny Thunders.
Oh, really? Do tell
Yeah,
if you can.
it was in London. I think it was 19 freaking hell, we're going back now, 1989,
Oh,
and he
wow.
played
Okay.
he played in the Limelight, and he was the guy that lived with us was president of the fan club Europe.
Oh,
And
wow.
Johnny Thunders came back and stayed at our place.
Oh, really?
And we all got wrecked, of course. But I went into the kitchen and I was making a cup of coffee, and I just trod on this pile of coats, and I heard a, "Ugh," and I looked under the coats, and there was Johnny Thunders. So I've trodden on Johnny Thunders in the kitchen.
Oh, man. Well, that
So,
sounds
see, exactly. You can put your arms around a memory.
no. I mean, that sounds like Johnny Thunders. Like, you know,
Yeah.
Bobby Lee Lake's got a story. He's from Pentagram. He told me a story off the record, so I can't go into detail about him hanging out with Johnny and Stiv Bators on a roof in New York City in like 76.
Yeah.
So your story fits with others that I've heard, and that's all I'm going to say on that. But he was so brilliant, though, wasn't he? Like,
oh yeah. Oh, he was mad. Even on his own, just with an acoustic
like
guitar.
outside of the
was
Heartbreakers, songs like you know, Hurt Me and then Little Bit of Horror, like just that real rock and roll, man.
Yeah. No, he was cool. He was great. He was great.
There's definitely a vibe. I can sense the punk because I was a teenage punker who the Sex Pistols and the Ramones, when I first heard them, just changed everything. You know, so I can always sniff that out in music, you know, and I love it.
Oh, yeah, that's what formed us. You know, we were like, my first band was a punk band called the Regular Wretches, and I think our highlight was supporting the Damned in 1978.
Nice.
And you know, and so we started there, and I love Stiff Little Fingers, the Ruts.
Oh yeah, the Stiff Little Fingers are great. Alternative Ulster and
yeah, Wasted Life, and I was like, they're freaking no, I love them, and I
saw the Addicts in 2019. They're brilliant.
I love the Addicts. Yeah.
I saw them in this like little like it was this place called the Han. It was this little like shit punk rock venue in Ithaca, New York, a college town, and it was fucking snowing outside, but it was fucking great, man. I have a pair of white striped bell bottoms that matches his hat, and I wore it to the show, and I caught one of Monkey's gloves when he threw it.
Oh, cool. No,
and my first concert was Kiss, and I'm like, oh my god, this is like punk rock, you know, Kiss in a way.
Yeah.
Their stage show is so fun.
Yeah. Well, that's what I sort of took that as well. Like when we were on the Day of the Dead thing, and everybody said, like, "Oh man, you look like Monkey. Monkey does that," and I was like. And I remember the Addicts from years ago, and I see that, but their shows are fun. Yeah, they're great. It's like a freaking party, and that's what I want to. That's what we want to do.
All these props, like when they did "I Am Yours," he had this fucking teddy bear he's singing to, and like he threw that out in the audience when it was done. He had a beer hat that he got from like Spencer's Gifts over here that he was filling up with beer during "Who Spilt My Beer." I didn't have the balls to get into the pit because I'm too old for that shit now.
No, but that's brutal. I mean, it should be. You should go out and have a good time.
Exactly, and be engaging.
I mean, I saw. No, I won't mention names, but like the show that we played on Saturday had some big, you know, rock bands. And this one band, I mean, I hate Def Leppard, so sorry to Def Leppard fans, but I do not like anything.
I like their first two records.
Yeah, when they were a rock band, before they became whatever they became.
I've said that on my show.
When they became Bob Rock's sample project, but this band were just doing all
Langs?
That was it. but it was like they were just doing all the cliched rock poses and the whole thing, and I'm thinking, man, I've seen this a million times. There's nothing new. You know, so we don't want to do that. You know,
when it's choreographed almost like that, it's not rock and roll. Rock and roll is supposed to be spontaneous.
Totally, but I tell you, when the trumpet kicks in during our set, it just cuts through everything.
That's awesome.
Like, whoa, man! And you can see people like, oh fuck. That's a trumpet live.
Yeah. So it's almost like your equivalent of Bob Dylan's harmonica, because he always makes it known that he's there by that drowning everything else out.
Yeah, but he's a brilliant trumpet player, and we have to say to him, look, dude, don't play too well because it's mariachi.
Yeah.
It's got to be a bit off key.
See,
He
and
can't
it's
do it.
funny the mariachi thing because we interviewed Nadir DePriest from London on our
Oh yeah,
channel
yeah, yeah,
early
yeah,
on. And he said one of his first musical, because he's from Mexicali, Mexico.
yeah.
And he told us one of his first musical experiences was actually seeing a mariachi band.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. I
He's
mean,
doing an album in Spanish right now too, to go into the
okay.
Latin market. So you should check that out. You guys could probably tour
Oh
together.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, yeah. No, I'll check
He
it out.
doesn't even have. He said I can't even make the M3 Glam Festival over here because he just doesn't have the right names or whatever, and that's a shame
Oh
because
yeah.
such a legend for that scene and still going.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that
I
is
just
no,
thought you
that's
guys would be a great hookup. You
oh
know?
man, yeah. Well, I mean, we're talking about because there's some news coming up because
Yeah,
about our because we've
tentative.
signed yeah we've signed new management and it's going to be hopefully it's all good. But I want to tour the States next year for sure. And I mean, like the thing is, we have to deal with AEG for Oklahoma,
Yeah,
and you have to get on the AG roster of bands. It's like Pop Evil, freaking Cava, and every one of those that goes
yeah.
every freaking
It
festival,
sucks in
man.
America because that's the commercial schlock that we get, and a lot of people
Yeah,
like what we do in my radio show just because of the
yeah.
fact that I don't do that. Like,
No, well, it's no, exactly, and it's like it doesn't matter what those people do; they're still on that circuit. It
and
doesn't
that's
matter if
what
they've made
sucks.
two shitty albums; they're still going to be out there
Yeah.
playing. And it's like me, I've never heard them ever on radio in Britain. So how's
This
that
is why
work?
I've always been an Anglophile, and I say that all the time. When my youngest daughter's 16, I'm moving over there.
It's cool.
Thinking about trying to
Yeah. Oh,
get to
you'd love
Canada
it.
in the meantime, to be honest with you, just
Yeah,
because of the
yeah,
fact that with what I do and where I live and the mainstream that's going on, I can't
yeah.
stand it, dude. It's all a bunch of polished fucking turds.
Yeah. Well, it's like the only in if you're a rock band to get on American radio used to be Eddie Trunk. I mean, how tragic is that?
That
And I
is
mean,
tragic.
and unfortunately, we took the piss out of Eddie Trunk when we first came over to America. So we got
Well,
no chance of
every
getting on
time
his
he
show.
interviews someone, he makes it about himself
Oh,
constantly.
he's such a dick. I think we told him, Eddie, you're such a dick. That was it. No, we're not
Oh
getting on
yeah.
his show, but fuck it. Oh, Eddie Trump can introduce you. We went, no, he fucking can't.
No, thank you.
No, no. Who is he? He looks like the kid at school that no one would talk to and like was really uncool.
Stuart
Not that
on
there's anything
Beavis and
wrong with
Butthead
that,
in the
but
winger shirt.
yeah.
That's what I've always equivalated him to. Because, like,
Yeah.
even when that metal show was on air, I would comment, and a lot of people would agree, like, dude, why don't you get some people like St. Vitus or Witchfinder General or
Yeah,
some
yeah, yeah,
really deep,
yeah,
obscure, underrated
yeah,
heavy metal band that schlocked it for years? Like, St. Vitus is still around,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. No,
Do
no,
something
he's
different,
so
but no, he would
yeah.
never respond and like
No,
just kept
he's
having the
corporate.
same 80s shit back on.
Yeah, 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 yeah. With the arm around Vince Neil and all of that
I think I
shit.
even told him if you get your ass out of 1980s New Jersey Bon Jovi land, you'd actually be relevant. I
Yeah,
think I made that comment on one of the posts back then because I am
yeah.
that kind of person. So,
That's
you
cool.
know,
But so anyway, we got to deal with AEG to get a Rocklahoma.
I love that.
so watch this space because we'll see how that one goes. And there's
Yeah.
no fucking way I'm playing on below Pop Evil.
Well, I think it would be funny if you did because the next time coming around, there's no way in hell you'd be opening for Pop Evil. They'd be opening for you.
Oh, bro, we'll just finish with Living La Vida Loca and go, yeah, follow that.
Especially with your stage show and how fun it is. Just from the pictures, I can see how much of a good time it is. So,
Oh man,
I
but
mean,
well, I mean, when we got a bigger budget, we're gonna have the whole bit, the pinatas in the crowd,
oh fuck yeah,
the whole freaking thing, and and we're gonna have a bar on stage. Like with the old timers sat there,
nice.
freaking like, going to be like a laugh. So, but that's all planned. So, I mean, the next thing is we're re-recording "Living La Vida Loca" with the full brass, and
That'll be
'cause
awesome.
it's just such a better band now. And the trouble is, like the old stuff, we want to, "Living La Vida Loca." I think it's still got something like 500,000 hits on like Spotify, and I think, remember MySpace, those old days?
Yeah, I do.
I think it had something like 2 million plays on that, which were just wiped off, of course, when MySpace went. So,
but I like that what you're doing now and the way that you're able to fully present your sound. Like you can, I from being a fan as long as I've been, that's why I was so excited when you sent me a friend's request and I'm like, where you been, man?
I know where you been. No, it's cool to hook up. It's cool to hook up again with you, bro. But like now, I mean, we did like, someone was saying like, oh, you don't do Alone Again, or It's Been Done by the Damned. And it's like, yeah, but we wanted to do the acoustic version of it. That was the original. And it's like, because not many people even know that was McLean's song.
Yeah.
It wasn't, and it's, no one's hardly heard that version. So we wanted to do that. But on the next record, we've got like, we're doing like a real 70s, like, we can't say him anymore because obviously he's been wiped off history, but a Gabby Glitter vibe with like the drums.
Yeah.
The real down.
Well, Wrathchild covered All Right with the Boys, so I get basically what you're going for. But I've seen clips of Gary Glitter and I can't really dig it despite the
exactly.
Putting that aside. But
but
we say something closer to like maybe Sweet or Slate or New York.
But we've mixed it. We've mixed it up with Sweet, T-Rex.
Oh yeah,
a lot of it is, and that, but it's got that real drum drive and that old guitar sound, that old real like sustained guitar. So we've got that. So that's going to be I
can't wait for that because that's what I love so much, and you know that obviously.
Yeah, and we've got and we just got another. I think there's about six sort of real Latin rumba flamenco rocked up songs on it as well on the new album.
So a nice balance. Awesome.
Yeah. So, but it's weird because I'm talking about the new album, and this album isn't even out yet, really. So
but it's still. I mean, it's still relevant. I mean, you're working on it right now as we're taping, so obviously.
Yeah. Well,
it gives us what to look forward to.
Yeah. Well, we've got. The only festival we got booked at the moment, because COVID, we didn't want to book anything. Plus, I wanted people to see what the new band was.
Yeah.
Before you're booking, because you're not booking like an LA Guns band anymore.
No.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely not.
Like, so, but the next one we're doing is called Hard Rock Hell, which is with Ugly Kid Joe coming over, Terrorvision, the Wild Hearts, Phil Campbell's Bastard Sons are on. It's quite a decent lineup. So that's going to be a cool show.
That sounds good.
Next one. That's in November. So
I don't know if you could get away with it, but I'd even say maybe shoot for a spot on M3. I'm sure it'll be a mixed bag of a reaction, but that would be brilliant to see whatever band tries to fucking follow you.
Oh man, I'd love to. Well, if we can get to, the trouble is, another person we pissed off as well was Chuck Burnell.
Oh God.
And that's normally the way in for any bands from Europe.
I don't have as much pull as they do, but I do everything I can for you. If the demand's there, they can't say shit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I
can honestly say from my radio show, my pals in England, my pals in Australia, and I've got a guy this morning from America too. He's into your shit. Yeah. So planting seeds for you.
Brilliant.
I sent him the direct link to get the album since you said it's going click. I'm like, you should totally grab it. So
cheers, bro. Yeah, but I think the Choir Boys may be coming over to the States next year, and if they do, we'll be supporting them.
Awesome. So that's awesome.
That's an exclusive.
My co-host and I might be able to try to get together for that. Hopefully by that time I'll have your logo tattooed on my arm. That's
cool.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh yeah,
brilliant. Hey, bro, cool. And as soon as we get the vinyl, I think the vinyl's here within the next 2 weeks. I'll send one over to you, bro.
I appreciate it. Make sure you sign it, mate. It means
yeah, of course. But we got like the it's cool because the discs are from dusk till dawn, and the one is like the white moon, and the other's like the
And it's a 10-inch, right?
Yeah.
That's
So,
awesome. I've got a Melvin's record, Pincus Abortion Technician, which is a great record. I love the Melvins because they're weird for being weird, but it's 10-inch on Seafoam and Ox Blood.
oh,
Like
nice.
it sounds so good too. For some
Yeah,
reason,
yeah,
I've noticed like when you have like a 10-inch 45 or a
yeah,
45 and 12-inch form, that's the highest quality sound you can get.
yeah, yeah. Well,
I
we've got
have noticed that.
yeah,
And
yeah. Well, it
nobody
was
talks about this shit. I'm a nerd.
no, I know. Well, who's the twat that told us that CDs were the future and that they're fucking not as good
I
quality?
have purposely bought original CDs from the late 80s, early 90s of like the old
Yeah,
Kiss records without the
yeah,
makeup. And it even
yeah.
says this may not have as good quality because it's an analog to digital mix right on the
Gee,
fucking disc.
Jesus
People
Christ.
still think because they're not hearing a few pops or crackles that it's
Yeah,
better quality. It's not.
no, no.
I have
But
listened to the
no,
New York Dolls on every single format, and my original first pressing of Too Much Too Soon is the best
yeah,
I've ever heard that
yeah.
record.
No, it is. And I mean, I love it. I mean, like, I can't wait. Like, 'cause we've got to approve the colours because we'll make sure these colours are right. Because
That's
you
awesome.
imagine we get all the discs back and it's like, dude, that does not look like a moon.
There was a Grateful Dead anniversary that literally looked like someone spilled coffee and cigarettes over a wooden coffee table. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I know. I've seen some awful ones. I've seen some beautiful ones, but like I've seen some real weird shit
Yeah,
on disc.
absolutely. It's almost ridiculous how much they flood the market with the different color variants. It's a hell for
Oh,
collectors who want everything. I'm not one of
exactly.
those, thank God.
Oh, I'm gonna send you the single as well, which
Awesome.
which is on yellow with like a gold splatter
Ooh,
vinyl.
yes. All
So
right.
that's cool because we did amazing this festival. I think we did like about $400 worth of merch, which is great for a new band when you got all the big bands playing as well. You know
Absolutely.
that have been
That's a
going for
good
years.
payday for,
And I forgot to say meet us at the merch stand afterwards for all your shit. So that cost. Fuck it. But no, but I'll send you one of those, bro, because those are really neat.
I
And that
can't
was
wait.
like the first thing. But it's just good to be back, especially after COVID and whatever. And
Yeah.
after 10 years, man, it was like you do think, what if they freaking hate us? I've come back with a double bass, a trumpet, and like looking like Day of the Dead. If they don't like this is gonna get really old really quickly. And
Well, the
thank God
music's
they
so
they
damn
loved it.
good, it don't matter. It's if you
Oh,
got
it
any,
was like,
think
yeah,
about it.
no,
When
it
Kiss
was,
first started, people were laughing at them, but they weren't laughing
yeah.
3 songs in. You
No,
know
no,
what I
no, no,
mean?
no, no.
That's what it
Yeah,
turns into.
yeah. But that was cool. And like we actually had a couple of people in the audience as well, dressed as Day of the Dead, which
Awesome.
was
That's
cool.
cool.
So if we can start that off, that'd be great. Like then it's a party when you got loads of people looking
Absolutely.
like that. That's when you know you've arrived.
Well, I could definitely give you a review of any gig that you do near me. I can guarantee you I'll drag my co-hosts along if the choir boys are in, even if I
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
travel to PA. If you can
yeah,
get me 3
yeah,
guest list passes, you'll have
yeah,
press
yeah. No
coverage. I'd
problem.
love to hang out with
Of
you,
course.
buy you a beer,
Yeah,
whatever,
of course. Yeah, I'll
whatever.
sort you interview. I'll sort interviews out as well. You come
Yeah.
backstage and have a chat with the bands and everything. That'd be no
Oh
problem.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can give you the whole shebang. I
No,
just
that'd be
love your
brilliant.
band, and and I'm finally at a position where I can actually do a little more than a fucking write up on Sleaze Rocks if Skid ever decides to post it. Pain in the ass. That's why I left. And I got
Yeah,
tired of writing about just glam bands. I'm like, if I want to
yeah,
review a Kinks record, I should be able to.
yeah. No,
And
totally. Yeah, exactly. No, I know.
the rock and roll
And yeah,
gypsy's been my thing ever since like 2013 or 2014.
yeah.
So, it
No,
works.
it works, mate. No, kids
And
met.
yeah, and it goes hand in hand with the Gypsy Pistoleros. I
Exactly.
mean, how would I not like you guys? I've always had.
Exactly. No, it's
Like I
good.
said,
And
it just,
it's
I
good to
can
see you.
tell from a difference. And I love House of a Thousand Dolls, But
Yeah.
to hear, having that in memory and then
Yeah.
hearing Lost in a Town Called Nowhere, I was
Yeah.
like, good fucking God. I'm like
No,
showing my
it's
kids, like, hey
yeah.
kids, that singer guy, he's my friend. Isn't this awesome? They're
Yeah.
still at that young age where they think I'm cool, or one day they think, oh,
Yeah.
dad, you know.
Oh, I know. But yeah, my kids are like, what? Son's 22, daughter's 21, twin daughters, and so they're like, oh yeah, that's what he did. That's what he does. After the reaction from this and the album, they're like, oh yeah, my dad's in a band.
No, it's funny because my son's 7, my oldest daughter is 8, and my youngest daughter is 2. So
Yeah.
the dynamic is quite hysterical for someone like me who was an only child. I don't understand this whole sibling rivalry,
Oh, totally, mate. Totally. It's even worse because my daughters, like, they've got a better voice than me. They're freaking brilliant singers, and but they don't want to get into this industry type thing because I don't even know how you do get into it nowadays. It's just how
I don't know. I just never stopped doing what I did, and
exactly. You just do it, and you've got
I
to love
have
it.
been a journalist, and I always stuck to like writing and stuff, but I
Yeah,
realized after a while nobody fucking reads anymore. So
I know.
my old high
Yeah.
school friend Crash asked if I wanted to start a channel. I'm like, I've been looking for a co-host for years. Let's do it. And we started this,
Yeah.
and getting on the radio,
Yeah. No, but it's cool. It's cool, bro. It's a cool
it's a
show.
different age, so I've just had to adapt a little bit. So
Yeah. No, but it works. It works. And there
yeah.
should be more, people that give a shit about music like yourself that are talking about it. You know what I mean? And that take the time to look beneath just, otherwise you become fucking Eddie Trunk.
Yep. Essentially, yes. Like, see, I always tell people, and this is partially lifted from Lester Bangs, but it's true for me. I saw
Yeah.
something really prophetic at a young age in rock and roll, and I've been chasing its salvation ever since.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can put my love for music. It chose me.
Yeah. No, totally. I mean, it was like when while I was doing like little films and I was doing this, I was doing like theatre and whatever, and I thought like, nah, I've got some unfinished business with this. The Gypsies, what we should have been, we were never what we should have been. And with this album, it is what it was meant to be, what I wanted it to be, And this time it was like no limits, no barriers, no. Oh, we've got to sound a bit metal, a bit more glam for like to please, what crap? I mean, what freaking crap? We weren't Motley Crue. Who cared?
No.
Like. There's not millions of people going to suddenly go like, fucking hell, Lee, you're not fucking sounding like LA Guns anymore. Like,
yeah.
No, this is us. It's taken us freaking an extra 10 years, but this is how it should have sounded,
Absolutely.
So,
I completely agree. And that's why I think, I even said in my review that you read the Mescalito Vampires is you guys at your prayers strain.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, thanks for the write-up as well, dude. It's beautifully
not a problem. I did send it to my editor. It'll be posted soon, within the next couple of days at the latest.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Brilliant. Thanks for that.
I mean,
thanks for that.
I meant that. I don't mince words. I'm very hard to please, so count yourself lucky.
Oh, thank you, bro.
Well,
but it's like
when you get to a certain point, and me being a guitar player, musician, songwriter, and when people don't understand that you're not being a pretentious dickhead by shitting on a band that sells millions of records. You just know shit from shampoo when you're that involved, when you can play, people always say, oh, I don't see you doing better. I'm not a window repairman, but I can tell a shitty job from a good job.
Yeah. Well, it's like somebody said, like Nickelback. I can't be doing with it. How does that work? And they sold millions.
Yeah.
And good luck to them. And people are going like, well, look, Wouldn't you like to be them? It's like, fucking no way. No,
No,
never,
I would not.
never. No. Would you swap it? No,
No.
I wouldn't. No, not at all. We'll do what we do. And you can't chase it, and you can't go, oh, and this is the new thing at the moment.
Yeah.
What, in rock, this is going to be like the next thing. I want to be like 6 a.m. It's like, fucking no, I don't. Fuck.
I have a
no,
bone of
I won't slag
contention
Nikki
for
Six off, but I've got a story about that one, but I won't.
I could go on a rant here about that because
You know.
look at me, I died twice from
Yeah.
heroin. I'm cool. Buy my book. Worship me.
Yeah. Oh, I know, mate. I remember we were backstage Rocklahoma, me and Kobe from Papa Roach, Jacob, and we were. It was when Crew played. Was it 2010 or 2011? And they all had separate dressing rooms, separate cars, separate everything.
Yeah.
And Nikki Six was the only one that left the door of his dressing room open as he was doing his hair. So we could all watch. They were all fucking bands backstage. Who the fuck's looking?
Like everybody else had their door shut but Nikki. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll give him a little bit there,
Yeah.
then, a little bit of leeway.
Yeah. Doing his hair.
I don't know. Wait, I don't know how humble you are when you're the most humble member of a band like that, though.
Yeah, true.
I don't know how far that goes.
That was true. I remember the first year we played Rocklahoma, 2007. Vince Neil was playing, and our guitarist Iggy walked straight through their security guards when we first saw him, and handed him a bottle of absinthe. And the security guard went fucking mad, and he went, "Cheers, man. He's just got out of rehab."
Well,
and he, and I think it was that same year that we were banned from talking to Steve Adler as well. They were trying to keep him away from any beer.
Oh God! Well, you don't want that poor man to relapse. Come on.
But we had fun. But I mean, now it's different. I mean, like we were too out of control in those fucking days. It's like now I don't drink. I haven't been drinking for like about a year, and so now I mean, like fuck, I've got ADHD anyway. Fucking, so I'm like fucked up. I'm like all over the place anyway. I don't need it really. So it's been great, and I actually remember people now.
Nice.
And talking to them and the whole thing, which is like a bonus.
Yeah.
Most people.
Well, that's always a good thing. You don't want to be like Ozzy, not knowing what the fuck's going on at every second.
Or what year.
Yeah. What year is this?
Or decade.
10! Yeah. Much love to him. I'm just poking fun, you know.
No, he's
if you
cool.
can't poke fun, you know, like
oh, exactly.
I think it's funny as shit that Joe Perry thought Spinal Tap was hilarious, but Steven Tyler was so pissed off. Like, why would they do this to us? Like, even Judas Priest thought it was funny. Like, are they making the drummer reference about us because we've been through like 10 drummers and like the 70s?
Yeah. Oh
like,
man,
you know,
that film is just cracking, but it's so freaking true.
And it's still relevant because people take themselves too fucking seriously in this business. Have some fun.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what
I guess that's the punk rock hooliganism in us, though. You know, it's like etched in our DNA. We can't not ever be like, you know.
No. I mean, I whatever I do, I can't be nice to any drunk. It's just not my DNA. I can't. Can you imagine the amount of bands that have been talked to him thinking, this guy's a dick?
Oh, yeah. I met and saw Faster Pussycat in July. And
How were they?
Yeah. Especially when they're older dudes, too, it's even worse. Yes, I'm really cool, man. Like, I don't want to be that guy. Like, I'm a pothead, but I'm not like, you know, like.
Yeah.
If you can't function, I can imagine some of the crazy people you've met.
Oh fuck no! I mean, we've done some weird shit. I'm at Rocklahoma. Fucking hell. I,
Oh my, whoa, Oklahoma.
yeah. Well, you remember that at the campsite, there was like we used to have to go back to the Hard Rock Hotel, which was fucking miles away.
Yeah.
And if you missed the shuttle with all the rest of the artists, that was it. So I used to stay and just party all night. And I woke up the one morning in an empty tent with just my trousers, my shoes on, and a pair of knickers. That was it.
Damn.
And an empty bottle of Jaeger. That was it. There was nothing else.
Rock and roll.
So, but you know, when you look out the tent and think, what the
Where
fuck
the
happened?
fuck am I?
What the fuck happened? And I
Where
poked
am
my
I?
head out.
What happened? Yeah, you're Ozzy there in that
Yeah, and I
comatose state.
I just put my head out. Then you hear like someone, Gypsy Lee Pistolero. Hey, you want a drink? So I'm like, yes.
Good morning.
It's 6 a.m. Let's have a drink. So what are you doing later tonight? I said, oh, we're playing. No, but
well, props to
least
you
we
on
do
being sober, man. At least you're not like ashamed. You look back at the little bit of funness, but you know it's not good for you.
No. I mean, I loved it. I didn't drink like for the sake of drinking. I drank to get obliterated, and
Yeah.
which is not good in many respects. So
no. Well, maybe at first, but in long terms, it does a lot of damage.
Yeah. Well, there was a window of about half an hour where I was hilarious and great company, but for about the 2 hours and 3 after that, I was a twat. So,
I'm naturally a twat anyway, so I try to, not do anything that would induce even more twattish behavior. I feel you on that,
Yeah,
I'm like that.
No, I mean,
I guess you guys would call me a cheeky little bastard.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to like this new sort of chapter. We're just having great fun writing the stuff and the stuff that we're doing.
It's heartfelt. I could tell it comes from a real place. It's real. That's what makes it.
Yeah, and
it makes it tick.
and it's so much easier without like the limitations that you put
trying
on
to confine it into a box.
Yeah.
That's what I think Black Sabbath did wrong on 13. Is Rick Rubin forced them to kind of make a record like they would have in their 20s. That puts them in a box rather than letting what they do naturally, which you ended up with a mediocre record.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just
it's a euphemism. I get it. It's brilliant.
Yeah. But it's like sometimes just follow where the song's going and what it needs. Like, I mean, like
just follow instinct. Don't put too much thought into it. If it it's rock and roll. It's not rocket science. It's not chemistry.
No, exactly. I mean, because we've got this new track that's very Tino and the Tarantulas style, really slow, sleazy type song. And I wanted to put like the New Orleans like funerals.
Yes.
Like I wanted to give it that feel.
Oh, that would be awesome, dude.
And it sounds
brilliant. I love it.
And it sounds great, but before I wouldn't have been able to sort of go,
yeah.
When you're in a band, everyone goes, oh, fuck, that's not rock. That's not metal.
That's too far left field. Fuck you. Have some balls.
So I can do that now. So we can do whatever we want, which is
that's awesome. And it shows like the music's fun. It's heartfelt,
No, cheers, bro.
Yeah, and it fucked with me. I thought I had an edited press copy of the audio for my radio show, but that was done on purpose. And people actually like that because it gives a little humor to it.
Yeah. We thought
I explained to a few people, I'm like, just so you know I say fuck every other sentence. So this isn't edited. This was done just to spark your imagination.
Yeah.
They're like, I like that.
There was also like people can insert what they want into it as well. The gap. So you get them guessing what did he say?
Yeah. I know what you said.
Yeah.
And I'll keep that one a secret. So
exactly.
History and rock and roll.
Exactly.
That's what I like. It's hard. I can't believe Guns N' Roses put out a new track without it being leaked.
I
in this day and age.
know. Yeah.
However, I didn't really care for it, but however,
No, I wasn't
they're able
into
to
it.
do that, they're still able
Yeah.
to keep some kind of mystery.
Oh, I know.
Get out of
Oh,
nowhere.
that's
You
some
know,
powerful. That's got to be a powerful company to keep that.
I'm sure Axl Rose has it locked fucking tight.
Oh, good.
He
Yeah,
ain't.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
blame him because he's written some brilliant songs. Not to
Yeah,
discredit anything he's ever done.
yeah, yeah.
I actually
But
like Chinese Democracy a little bit better than I liked what I heard on the new single. There's
yes,
some
I
good
agree.
stuff on that record.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I agree. I would have liked
Looking
to see.
back,
Yeah, I would have liked the Guns N' Roses lineup to have done some of that stuff.
yeah, because they definitely could have. Because there's a lot. Like
Yeah,
there was a time sounded like it could have been on User Illusion too.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, it
yeah.
wasn't off base for what they were doing. It sounds
No,
more. I mean, maybe
no.
Shackler's Revenge, but even that wasn't bad. That was a good song.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
too
yeah.
much of a departure like everyone thought it was. They just
No, no,
wanted
no.
Paradise City Part 2.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
thought they
Yeah, and
made it
that's
clear when I was born that they weren't going to do that again.
no, no, no. Which you got to respect them for. You know,
Yeah,
it's done. Move on and do something new and get some new freaking
yeah.
inspiration. Which
I
is
really
like,
like what Duff and Izzy do as solo
yeah, yeah,
artists. Loaded's a
yeah,
great
yeah,
band, you know,
yeah. Right,
different,
right.
unique,
I
you know.
like the Juju Hands.
Yeah, they're really good, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
really fucking good. And I
Because I,
wasn't Richard
yeah, because
Fortis in the Juju Hounds with Izzy, who's
I
now
don't,
basically taking Izzy's spot in the Not in His Lifetime tour. He played on
oh, I
Chinese
don't know.
Democracy and stuff.
Oh, because
Apparently,
I
Richard
knew.
Fortis is really good friends with Izzy and played with Izzy before.
Oh, because I was friends with JT, who was
Oh,
playing with
okay.
Adler's Appetite when we sported Adler's Appetite in 2007,
Oh,
and
wow.
I got on really well with him. He was a cool dude,
That's
and
awesome.
we've kept in touch since. And he gave me some of the Juju Hand stuff, and that was like,
Yeah.
it was cool. I liked
Oh,
it
yeah.
a
I
lot.
think Izzy and Duff are like the unspoken secret ingredient of what made
Yeah,
that
yeah,
band
yeah.
really special. I mean, obviously
Yes.
Axl and Slash, but really when you get down to the songs and
Yeah, yeah,
it's a lot
yeah,
with Duff and Izzy, I think,
yeah,
especially from their
yeah.
solo output. Because Duff, I know I'm friends with Paul Soldier and Blaine Cook from 10-Minute Warning, a punk band
Oh,
that
yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
in before he moved to
Ah,
LA. You know, I'm
right.
friends with some people who knew him, you know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
a lot of the
Okay.
old Seattle, you know, late 80s, early 90s, you know.
Yeah, yeah. But it's like with Axel, when you become that powerful that you can say anything and people agree with you is not good. You
Yeah,
need
I was gonna ask you, would you want that?
no, no. It's like
You don't want a bunch of yes men. You want someone to tell you,
no.
no, you should do this that way, or you know.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, totally. Because why you sort of how can you tell a drummer what to do and like like hold on, the family's here and the dog.
No, that's fine.
I'll
My
just
kids
disappear with
sometimes pop
us.
in on some videos.
So you don't want to lurch your face on the screen. No, but it's like with here we go.
Well,
Welcome to
apparently Blackie
welcome to
Wallace
England.
knows how to tell a drummer and guitarist what to do so much that they quit.
Yeah, yeah. No, exactly. But sometimes you need someone that's going to disagree with you to bounce off you and like to make that thing. And sometimes it's a war, and sometimes it's a row. But if it improves it, that's great. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's the whole point of it. You know,
You don't want
nice
to drum
Pulp
it.
Fiction poster.
Oh yeah, this is a kid's room. Yeah, but you can like that takes it in different ways that you wouldn't like envisage or so I mean that's the great thing with us. I mean Mark's a fantastic guitarist and I can say, hey, can you play this? And he'll go, for fuck's sake, Lee, no one can play that. but he'll come up with something, you know what I mean, around that and whatever, and so
something that works. Like, that
exactly.
it is
And especially
experimentation. There's nothing wrong with trying someone's idea out to see.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
I've had you know, that in bands where it's like, well, wait a second, we're playing that too fast. Let's see what it's like slowed
Yeah,
down,
yeah,
you know, and
yeah,
get into the groove of it. And it was like,
yeah, yeah,
oh, there we go, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, exactly, exactly. But like if you're somebody like Axel, I suppose you're that much in control
This
of it.
is
You're
what I
too,
wanted. This is how it's gonna be.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? And like, let's change that. Let's change that bass pedal 2,000 times because I've got the money to spend all this time doing that. You know, it was what
Talk
the
about
Damn's.
megalomania, man.
I mean, dude, the Damn's first album was done in 24 hours.
Right? Look at the like
Yeah,
first couple Beatles records done in like
yeah,
12
yeah, yeah,
hours live,
yeah.
barely any overdubs.
I mean,
I don't think Please
that's
Please Me or Meet the or with the Beatles had any overdubs at all.
no, no. It was all done
Yeah, it
there.
was all done
You
in
know,
12-hour sessions on Christmas
yeah,
Day or
yeah.
something
That's
like that, you know.
yeah. No, it's mad, isn't
You
it?
can hear John's voice cracking at the end and Twist and Shout because they saved that for the last and he'd been singing all fucking day, so his voice was
Yeah,
shot.
yeah, yeah,
And that
yeah,
that
yeah.
Paul's shouting as it fades out, it's like, yeah, we got it before he croaked. You know, like it's so real. And I think people take shit like that for granted. And
Yeah,
that's what I
yeah.
love about bands like you guys is you bring everything to the table, including the
Oh,
kitchen sink.
yes, yes. And we shall include the New Orleans strange jazz death
Yeah,
march band as
dude,
well.
I
We'll
love
get
it. It works. It's so good, man. Please don't
cheers,
stop.
bro. No, 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 we won't.
For
No,
whatever
we
some
won't.
Yank who longs to be in England's words worth. You know, I love it. You
Oh,
know, a lot
cheers,
of
man.
my listeners love it. And
Oh,
dude, I can't
brilliant.
wait to hang out with you.
Oh no. As
You
soon as
don't
we're
need
there, mate.
booze. You're just naturally fun. You're like me. We'll cause some mayhem just being sober.
Yeah. I
I mean,
mean,
I'll be
as soon
stoned, but
as soon and I'll be hyper as normal.
oh
But
yeah,
like as soon
I'm
as
naturally
soon as
wired.
we're
That's
over.
why I don't do uppers. That's why I smoke pot. I need something to calm me down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that would help. But no, as soon as I'm over, I'll message and I'll let you know what we're doing. And as soon as any
Absolutely.
dates are
I'm
good.
really close to Rochester and Buffalo,
Yeah,
and my
yeah.
buddy lives out in Pennsylvania around
Oh,
Harrisburg.
oh,
So
right, right.
if I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
enough notice, if you're only able to make like PA or something, I could definitely
yeah.
join my co-host. But if
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
coming
yeah,
up
yeah.
here, I'll let him know, hey, you
Cool,
need to come up here for this show. He can crash on my
cool.
couch. I don't care. You know?
Definitely. All right. Yeah, sure. Sure, bro. That'll be cool. That'll be cool. Right, man.
All
It has
right.
been a
Well, what?
pleasure talking to you.
Oh
And
yeah. One last
thank you.
thing that I ask
Yeah.
everybody. What
Yes.
is it at the end of the day that you love about music, man?
Oh.
When did I get so
Uh,
professional, right?
yeah.
There's no right or wrong answer.
The fact that you can reach people in a way that not even they understand.
Fair enough. That's got to be more intoxicating than any alcohol or drug.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
It's like
Phil
something that
Lewis
you can't.
has
Yeah, you can't. It is an
it's a
enigma. You
spiritual
can't.
ceremony on record, it seems
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
sometimes.
Yes.
It's very, I think rock and roll is spiritual and nobody understands
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean by
yeah.
that, but it is. It's a cosmic
It is.
thing.
It's almost transcendental in many ways, especially when you're there and like you're all in a
Well,
moment.
when people are reaching their hands up in the air at
Yeah.
church, they're trying to touch something higher than them. And they do
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah,
thing
yeah.
at
Yeah.
concerts for the same reason.
Yeah. No, totally, totally, bro.
But
No, I agree. I agree.
human
That's about
ancient
money anyway.
civilizations had their pagan ceremony rituals and the Burning Man stuff in ancient
Yeah,
times.
yeah, yeah. Oh
Concerts.
God, yeah.
Rock concerts are that for us, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Totally,
That's how I view
totally,
it.
bro.
But all right, man, this has been great. Keep in
Oh, it's
touch.
been cool.
I'll keep an eye on the mailbox, absolutely, especially in the
Definitely.
coming weeks.
Yeah,
And I'll
it's
keep
yeah.
playing your stuff. And
Thank you, bro.
hey, if you guys like what we're doing, interviewing the great Gypsy Lee Pistolero from the Gypsy Pistoleros and other artists, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and leave a comment. I'm sure Gypsy Lee here will be poking around at the comments.
Totally. Yes, yes. Even bad ones, I don't mind.
Oh, yeah. I give it right back. I've gotten accused of being a fanboy bobbleheading to something I really actually genuinely enjoyed. So I'm like, what the fuck do you want from me, man?
Yeah, it's like, come on, Eddie, get a comment in.
Yeah.
You
But all right.
fuckwit.
This has been another episode of Crashing Thunders. I'm Thunders, and that's the great Gypsy Lee Pistolero. Until next time, cheers.
See you, dudes.
See ya.